Some time ago, I needed to get a cargo bike to take a little human to an event. And that's how I found Matilda, or the Urban Arrow family cargo bike, which I rented from Happy Fiets. Robin from Happy Fiets dropped off the bike, set it up for me, gave me a quick overview, and I was on my way. So what is the Urban Arrow family cargo bike? The Urban Arrow is a backfeed style or front-loading cargo bike with pedal assist. It's an e-bike with a large cargo hauling capacity. It is a two-wheel bike with a 20-inch front wheel and a bigger 26-inch wheel at the back. The large box is made of expanded polypropylene, material commonly found in bicycle helmets, and my bike had 2 seat belts. I had the rain cover installed to cut down on wind chill for my passenger. The 2-legged kickstand made the bike very stable when parked, and although it took a little bit of practice to learn how to roll off the kickstand and then to park the bike, I got a hang of it pretty quickly. The bike comes with integrated front and rear lights, and the front light was bright enough to illuminate my ride at dusk and in the dark. The Urban Arrow family is an e-bike, and it's powered by a mid-drive Bosch cargo line motor, and that made it very capable for climbing hills. I was able to preview all of my ride data as well as battery levels on the kiosk display, which is removable. I rented the bike with 2 500 watt-hour batteries, and that was a great decision because between carrying the load and riding 70 kilometers in 0 degrees Celsius temperatures in the winter, I used up one full battery and about 60% of the second one. This bike has an Enviolo internal gear hub paired with a Gates carbon belt drive instead of a chain. This makes the bike very low maintenance. The shifter is a twist shifter and it is stepless, so it is not indexed. Now I recognize I had bar mitts installed on the handlebars, so it's very hard to see it here. The Urban Arrow is a heavy bike on its own that gets even heavier with added load, and as a result, it's equipped with powerful Magura disc brakes on both the front and the back. Other features include front and rear fenders, a very comfortable saddle, very comfortable, and swept back handlebars. My biggest fear about riding this bike was that I would fall over with it, especially when starting a ride from a full stop, but that ended up being a non-issue. Maybe it's because I'm used to balancing loaded touring bikes, which are a lot more difficult to maneuver. Maybe it's because the bike is designed to be very stable and well balanced. Stopping and getting off the bike were not an issue either. But what about the ride itself? One word I'd use to describe it: smooth. 2 words: buttery smooth. There are 3 types of sensors on this bike: a torque sensor, a cadence sensor, and a speed sensor, and they all contribute to a very seamless power-assisted ride. The bike weighs over 50 kilograms, so over 110 pounds when empty, and is quite long at 258 centimeters, which translates to close to 8.5 feet, so this is a big bike. But when I rode it, it didn't feel big or clunky. It certainly took up more space on the road, but the handling was stable, balanced, and the bike handled turns, well, kind of like a normal bike. But what about riding it with a load? I was very worried about this as well, as carrying a little human who moves around by design, along with all the extra bags that I had to bring, really could have made a big impact on handling. And it did. The bike did feel heavier, and I had to increase e-assist when starting the bike from a full stop. But aside from that, I didn't notice any degradation in the turning capacity or the overall feel of the ride. One of the unexpected joys of riding this bike was being able to have a chat with my passenger. I was able to point things out. In a moment, we're going to see a beautiful skyline of Toronto and experience the ride together. But the biggest testament to this bike's comfort came from my little passenger falling asleep. He was so comfortable and relaxed that he took a nice long nap on our way back. On my way back home, I took the rain cover off, and that made the handling even better, and that's because the wind no longer had a big effect on the bike. Would I change anything about the bike? Yes, I would. I personally would add a suspension seat post to minimize any bumps in the road. And I would also like to see Urban Arrow add front suspension for the cargo area, which would make the ride a lot smoother for passengers. Do you have a cargo bike? If so, which one? What do you like or dislike about it? Let me know in the comments.